Welcome back. We head to, well, Abuja studio, but we talk on Nasarawa state. Now, this is one state that makes Nigeria a very wealthy country, but what we do with it, or what we do with the potential, is another conversation. Nasarawa state is one state that you have soybeans, you have maize, you have millet, you have columbite, you have marble, you have gold as potentials in that state. But what are they doing? What's the government doing? How are they working to explore and exploit these potentials into reality? We have the Managing Director of Nasarawa Investment and Development Agency joining us here. He's Mr. Ibrahim Abdullahi, joins us from Abuja studio. Mr. Abdullahi, thank you so much for your time. Good morning.
Good morning, and thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Great. So we know that as the Investment and Development Agency in Nasarawa State, you have the responsibility to make the investing environment friendly. And I mean, it seems there's a lot to attract people. But I don't know, how much of that have we explored? Looking at the agriculture, looking at the solid minerals, if you have gold, you should be rich. Maybe I should ask, how rich is Nasarawa State at this time? Can you hear me, Mr. Abdullahi?
Yeah, sorry, I missed you for a second.
Okay, so I'll just repeat myself. I was saying that in Nasarawa State, you have a whole lot of potentials. In agriculture, you have millet, you have soybeans, you know, those crops that are being traded on the international front. We talk about the exchange, and every day we talk about global grains here. Then for non-agriculture, you have things as precious as gold. But what have you been doing with these potentials in Nasarawa State, especially as the Investment and Development Agency?
Well, thank you very much. Nasarawa State is largely an agrarian state. We're also about the most mineralized state in the country in terms of solid minerals. So immediately the coming into office of Governor Abdullahi Sule in 2019, he rolled out a very ambitious plan, which is called the Nasarawa Economic Development Strategy. And at the core of that plan is realizing that government does not have enough resources to harness the potential of the state to revitalize the economy of the state. So the key strategy to revitalize the economy of the state based on this very ambitious plan is to leverage private sector capital and private sector expertise. What have we been doing in this regard? We have rolled out the most ambitious reform of our business environment since the creation of the state. The idea is to invite private sector, more businesses to invest in the state. We truly believe that at the heart of revitalizing economy lies the need to have more private sector investments, because businesses are the best managers of risks. They are the best employers of labor. And we also recognize our role as government as an enabler. So we continue to improve the state's business environment. You will see over the past years that we've had an influx of investments and investors, mainly in agriculture and in mining. Some of the biggest players in that sector have come to invest in Nasarawa State or are in the process of investing in Nasarawa State. At our inaugural Nasarawa Investment Summit in 2022, we had an investment pledge of over 500 million US dollars, mainly in the agriculture sector. Currently, the largest sugarcane plantation in Africa is being put together in Nasarawa State, in an area called Tunga in our local government. As you also may be aware, the largest lithium processing plant in Nigeria, first of its kind, 250 million USD investment is currently under construction in Nasarawa. So from mining to agriculture, the governor has led a very ambitious plan to invite more private sector players into the state to harness this God-given potential and realize a vision for a truly prosperous economy for the state.
So very interesting, Mr. Abdullahi. But, you know, I was just going through your site to get more information about your agency. And I see the latest number that we have here is from the second quarter of 2021. So, you know, it would be really interesting. Perhaps you talk to your web background guys to update some of this information, because if you want the private sector, I mean, especially if you want international investors, they'll go to your website to try to get information. And if what I have here is second quarter of 2021, where you attracted over 300 million investment, then you leave your investors wanting for more.
Yes, absolutely. You know, sometimes the way that this information are being rolled out, they're done in haphazard ways. Sometimes most of the information that investors get across are published by various MDAs, federal, and also policy initiatives. But we've tried as much as possible to make sure that we update all of our activities and to keep the public abreast of developments that are happening in the state. These are all verifiable developments. Whenever there is an investment coming into the state, we make sure that we do the investment announcement, and we also keep the public updated on the progress of these projects and investments.
Okay, so what are your targets, or what group are you targeting as your investors? And also considering the need for skill sets that is required to explore, especially your mineral resources. How do you handle this two parts? Because it means you're not just asking people to bring in their funds, you also need the residents or the indigents to be able to participate to provide the skills needed.
So we are not discriminating any demography in our target for investments. We're targeting both the big ticket investors like Dangote and flour mills. We're also targeting medium-sized investors that will come and spend $500,000 to $1 million in the state. And we're also very dearly interested in small businesses that continue to be the live wire of the state's economy. So our reforms don't discriminate. Our reforms are all-encompassing, from a small trader in Bukansidi in Lafia to a big agro-industrial factory all the way in Nasarawa to the Dangote sugar cane plantation in Tunga. Our reforms don't discriminate. We know that we need a mix of the big ticket investors, the medium-sized investors, and the small traders. So that is why we have automated a number of our processes. For instance, if you want to do a business premises registration in the state, you can access this online, and within 48 hours, you'll be able to get your business premises approvals. Likewise, if you want to obtain building plan approval, the Nasarawa Urban Development Board has the portal online for you to apply and get your business plan approval. Same goes for the processing of certificate of occupancy, which is a very vital piece of document for people who want to come and do business in our state.
Well, we have to tell you, Mr. Abdullahi, there's a whole lot expected from someone in your position if you're going to make the environment business-friendly or investor-friendly, and then you have so much potentials in Nasarawa State. And, you know, investors would want to obviously get new information from you. So thank you so much, Mr. Abdullahi, the Managing Director of Nasarawa Investment and Development Agency, for your time. We wish you all the best in your work.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here, and thanks for having us.